So what inspired you to pursue your profession?
I've done some carpentry. My parents are also in similar field. There were some carpenters making some doors and all of this. After my schooling days, I was so intrigued. We call them Aashari in Malayalam. Aashari, can I also join you? He said, first you make a dovetail joint. I've done that 3 months course, making individual furnitures in person out there.
My God.
So this has been probably the journey that I started liking design, interiors and carpentry and architecture. It's the evolution that I've had.
So that's how you found your passion. So what happened when you joined the civil engineering?
During my course of engineering, I think one of my teachers, Miss Aashari ma'am, she realized that I am not the typical bound by the engineering principles of things. She pushed towards a little bit of architecture. Probably her push also made a lot of difference in where I am today. I think the curiosity is the one which has driven me across all of this. One thing to another, it's just a chain reactions out there.
So you lived your entire journey.
Is on curiosity.
So how do you balance aesthetic and sustainability in your projects?
One is a client-driven thought process. You would never go to two products of ours and say, Geospin has designed this. They would not.
Oh.
They shouldn't. In fact, we make sure that they would not do that.
Oh.
We don't leave our signature in places. We leave signatures in our details.
My God. Does the sustainability is having any connection with the nature, with the environment, with the weather?
We as human beings can never stay away from all of these elements. Nature made us. Nature provides for us. Nature can take away everything also. Who are we human beings to say, Earth will not take away our things as well. So never define nature as something that you need to keep in mind. Nature is king.
Welcome to another episode of Design Beyond Walls. Today we have with us architect Arun John K, who is based in Bangalore. His firm Geosmin Studio is creating spaces and homes which are sustainable, crime-friendly designs and connected to nature. His work ranges from luxury apartments in Bangalore to beautifully designed homes that are inspired from Kerala elements in modern living. He has also worked on resorts and leisure projects which are connected to nature. Let's welcome Arun today on our show and let's explore his journey. So what inspired you to pursue your profession?
I remember sitting and going to a site 8 a.m. Nobody has turned up so far. First one to come there, okay, where are these guys coming down? Sit with them and learn what they do.
Okay.
When I'm saying learn, it's about, I've done some carpentry.
You have done some carpentry.
That's a larger part. So,
Okay.
So in fact, after my schooling days, right, we have a couple of months before we join colleges.
Right.
What do you do?
Okay.
There was some
Normally
carpentry
people
work.
go to vacation.
Exactly. So I had some, my parents are also in similar field. There were some carpenters making some doors and all of it. Okay. I was so intrigued. I said, we call them Aashari in Malayalam. Aashari, can I also join you? Okay. And technically I'm his boss' son. I don't have to really come down there. But went down there, sat with him. He said, first you make a dovetail joint.
Okay.
Okay. But before that, you also have to know how to use these tools a little bit.
Okay.
I've done that 3 months course, making individual furnitures in person out there.
My God.
So this has been probably the journey that I started liking design or interiors and carpentry and architecture. It's the evolution that I've had. It is not a planned action point.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's not like I want to be an architect, I want to be a civil engineer, I want to be into design, none of those. What intrigued you? What is the curiosity that has come to you? You pick it up from there. Then one cascades to something else and so forth. The journey has been very interesting.
So that's how you found your passion.
That is how I found something really liking.
Oh
like to
my God.
create out
Oh
of something out there. Right? I've literally done. I've taken the chisel and the hammer. I've done things in person. Right? And if somebody asks a lot of kids also when they're growing up, what do you want to become? Pilot, a doctor, an engineer. Even today I have the same goal. What do you want to become? It would either be a carpenter or a truck driver.
What? Truck driver?
Yeah, truck driver.
How it is connected to that?
Nothing.
Okay, so this is something
These are two passions that you always work around with. Now that is from probably where I've connected a lot to carpentry in general, and I've liked that activity quite a bit. And that has also flown into my workflow and my relationship with my team in general.
Okay.
So, and I have, say, 10% extra preference to a carpenter out there in general compared to a stonemason. That's the dynamics out there. I think people are aware of this also.
Oh.
The team in general is aware of this.
Your team knows that.
Knows it, yeah. I have a soft kind of a carpenter. So with the carpentry team, it is also doing things together. Not just carpentry, everybody, it's a joint effort.
Yeah.
And I've always appreciated about, them teaching me. I'm a person who is curious about these things. And that has taught me, and that has brought me to this place. So why not learn more? And people who have generationally learned the same techniques and ideas, I would definitely have something to learn from them. I mean, definitely to see my parents to a certain extent creating buildings and all of it have intrigued the thought process. And like I said, the carpentry detail that we have, how I've done those professions a little time, that hooked me up into this.
Okay.
Then also there was another incident that...
So you realized first time in that during your vacation?
Vacation time.
And then you again started studying about your engineering?
Engineering. So engineering came from this carpentry technicalities of things.
Okay.
Because when you're doing carpentry, you also would read about it. And that's probably the differentiation between a carpenter and me, is just that I can go and Google about things.
Okay.
Now, Japanese is quite popular for their carpentry techniques. There are so many other Rajasthanis are also, Malayalis also. So, you have a lot of techniques to learn from. So, when my Ashan, the Mesri, is teaching me things, I realized we don't have to use a lot of nails and glues for sticking everything. There are mechanisms which can actually help us. And that is actually mechanics. The technicalities of things. If you know how the force is being worked out, you can design any joint.
Right.
Where do you learn this? Civil engineering.
Oh.
That is how I stepped into civil engineering.
So you yourself found that you want to go for civil engineering. It
I
was
did
not
not.
based on trends and what my friends are doing and something like that.
I think the curiosity is the one which has driven me across all of this. One thing to another, it's just a chain reactions out there.
So you lived your entire journey.
Is on curiosity. And probably the eagerness to learn something new. That is always out there.
So what happened when you joined the civil engineering? What was
Civil
the next?
engineering made me realize a lot of things. One, it is very monotonous sometimes. There is creativity to a certain extent. And during my course of engineering, I think one of my teachers, Miss Aashari ma'am, she realized that I am not the typical bound by the engineering principles of things.
Okay.
She pushed towards a little bit of architecture.
Okay.
The classes happening, because architecture department is right across our department there. So usually, Arun, there is a course happening there, why don't you have a look?
Okay.
Why don't you go do that? And out of the 144 students in the batch, I was the one who was sent across there from the department to have a look at this. Probably her push also made a lot of difference in where I am today. Right? In fact, like to realize that even though you are a civil engineer, you can pursue a lot of other places, design in general.
Right.
Came from that. And then soon after engineering, literally the next day I was in Bangalore.
Okay.
Dad's friend is working out here in Bangalore. He said, why don't you come and join us and see how things are? At least learn. I was like, okay, learning is something I'm very happy with. Let me do this for some time. So I worked for 9 months.
Okay.
And again, I realized there's a lot of gap in the mechanisms. I was on ground. Designs used to come to me. But the people on ground did not know about how it is to be done. The communication gap was very evident.
Right.
And that led to project delays, cost overruns, so forth.
Rework, lots of
A
things.
lot of things. How do we change this?
Okay.
There's an industry problem. There is a pyramid scheme that is running. Top order decides, the bottom listens. And like your Chinese whispers, I say something to you, when you say something else, there is a miscommunication of some sorts, right?
Right.
That is happening in our industry. How do we close this? That's been the primary agenda of it. Now, how do you close this? Only way, you need to flatten the triangle.
You need to
Flatten the triangle.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't have a pyramid anymore.
Okay.
It needs to be a team joint effort,
Okay.
which everybody runs together.
Okay.
But then comes the problem of how do we solve problems in between, who's going to listen to what.
Right.
And over time it has evolved. Like how a single cellular organism has evolved to a complex human being. Our company, our team has evolved in such a way, we know the works of it.
Got it.
Geosmin comes from that.
Oh, this is how Geosmin started.
Started.
Okay.
This is the essence of Geosmin.
Got it. To solve this problem, you started Geosmin.
Correct. But now if you look at really what is the problem, it is not just communication, it is not just that. It's about two worlds coming together.
Two worlds coming together. Okay.
Client side, ideas and aspirations and all of it, like growth out there. Other sides, be it your carpenters and stone guys, everybody out there who's trying to make a living out of this.
Right.
When two worlds come together, there's always conflicts, there is always problems. You don't know how to mix and match. And that was creating problems for everybody. Neither they are happy, nor the clients are happy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How do we bring the world together? And to bring the worlds together, we need to understand the worlds first. What are challenges on both sides? What are the intricacies of both sides again? And end of the day, all of these are human beings. Right? Now, if you can answer to a human being's emotions, thoughts, experiences, where they are coming from and all of it, you create them in your virtually you can create them. You will understand how they would behave as something. That is what we are looking at. Be it a client experience in a place or a workman's problems to understanding how he wants. Bring them together.
So, how you make it possible? Bring all
we
people
put ourselves in their shoes. Let's start there.
Okay.
What is the worker's major concern in our industry? It's about payments. It's about respect. It's about acceptance. All of this is critical. Right? Any human being would want to be admired or accepted,
Right.
or appreciated for what they're doing.
Right.
That's something our Indian standards lack. And not just Indian, probably worldwide, people looked upon these kind of people out there. Right? They're not educated sometimes. So all of these concerns are always there. So they are respected for their skill. Whereas a client would not be respected for their skill. In a sense, I'm not saying the same thing, but if somebody is working in a Google or an Amazon, one of those, they're like, oh, they are from there. They are qualified in that benchmark.
Right.
They don't have a benchmark to be compared.
Right.
The carpenters and everybody else.
Right.
This is the world that we are bringing together. So we need to understand both the intricacies, as I said earlier. Bring them together is always a challenge. So we make sure that on one side, client experiences. What do they want from a home or a space they are designing for? Their experience has to be the best, or what they want to look at.
Right.
That depends on their backgrounds. We need to study the lifestyle. Right? There are a lot of details that will come not by asking questions, but rather having conversations with them.
Understanding them by
Understanding
day
them.
by day.
Yeah, day by day. Sometimes we have to spend a couple of months with them to understand what they are. And like, for example, I would say, I'm A, B, C, all of this, X, Y, Z. But in reality, we are A1, B1, there are types inside that as well, which we don't show proactively.
Right.
So we need to spend some time and understand how clients are and bring them there. Same with team. A carpenter, one guy would work in a certain format, the other guy will not work in the same format. We need to understand them.
Right.
And that is probably the lifeline that we are looking at.
Got it. So you become the bridge between both of them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. Understanding their worlds, bringing them together.
So how do you see a project? What is your process when anybody is approaching to you to design his home or any space or office, what is the general process towards that?
And most of our clients have been referred by somebody else. 95% of our clients are referred clients. We don't have walk-ins. We have very few walk-ins here and there. Maybe one in a year is probably our frequency of walk-in clients. With somebody who's referring, they have already heard from their friend or been to that space already.
Right.
I'm not saying you have to experience the same space again or you will do the same thing for you. It's about a homemaker woman saying that, they made my cooking life very easy. I'm no more worried about maintaining my kitchen or running around the kitchen to figure out where things are or, maintaining my kitchen as well. All of these have been taken care in design itself. I'm not worked up anymore. I have free time to watch television, read a book, go on vacations and holidays. Stress-free life in general. The person who is working would come back home and I'm glad and happy out there. Because my experience in the home is already positive. I am brimming with positive energy. And that reflects across my life. What did we solve? The tiniest of details out there.
Okay.
Now, when somebody has experienced this happiness in a certain person's life, they would propagate to everybody else.
Okay.
Experience sharing.
Okay. So how you solve their problem, they will share to the rest of the...
You don't need to say solving problem. A person would see how happy they are in their home. That's all what you need to do. I'm not looking to say that this guy solved ABC problems. No. I have made their life easy, happy, positive.
So these three emotions are passing from one person to another. A new reference.
Correct. If you come to one of my clients' home and they treat you really happy, you would feel happy about it. You would feel the positivity if it is flowing from one person to another. It's energy, right? You are all synchronous in some sense.
True.
Now, what is the reason for energy? Is probably the home. Who has bought the positive energy? We have bought the positive energy. That is probably how we get our conversations. So that comes from a referral side of things. But if somebody is a walk-in client, for example, I would really want to have a coffee with them.
Okay.
Have a conversation. Forget about the project. Keep aside the project. None of those things are in the picture right now.
So you're not talking about anything about the project?
Random. It could be as similar like how you guys met, husband and wife. How was the experience in Bangalore been, for example, which was city that you are in? Have a conversation about weather, what are their backgrounds of things, what family do they come from, where the kids are doing, what are the hobbies they would have. In this much, you would understand what energy they bring on the table.
Okay.
And you also would understand certain experience that they have had so far. This is probably that we catch up on. If somebody says, I want a kitchen, I want a wardrobe, I want a home, I want a building, I would take one more step back and say, you know what, I'm going to give them the first leeway here. Let me meet them. If the energy changes, I would still take up a project. If not, sometimes I would say, we at this moment are not aligned well. Oh. Yeah, and we could take it up some other time.
Oh my God. You share this also to customers.
We will have to. It's been very open, non-confrontational, but at the same time, making sure we both have a very positive journey across.
Lovely.
Yeah. So that's how we normally pick up a client. Not that we have still not done anything wrong. We have still picked up some wrong clients here and there. Those I would call it as learning experiences. Right. So we all make mistakes in our life.
Right. So what are the requirements normally when customers are coming to you when they want to design their home or office? So aesthetic is the more their concentration area, or sustainability is there, or anything which is they are talking when they are approaching to you?
I would frame this slightly more differently out here. Every space that we go to gives you an experience. Be it an office, be it an apartment, be it a villa, be it a holiday home, all of it. I think we carry that experience in our mind. You can use very expensive curtains. You can use expensive light fixtures, marble
Right.
floorings, all of
Right.
it.
Right.
Does that make you happy?
Might not be, no.
Now let's focus on more experience. Is what I've always said to our clients. We will say what makes you happy is eventually what we focus upon. It's like our life in general. Why do you want to earn more? Why do you want
To become more happier.
happy? Not just us, our family, our kids, our friend circle, our
lots
larger
of people
family,
around us.
everybody around us.
Right.
We are just trying to be happy here. Let's take the same philosophy out here and say, I would make the space be a positive, warm, happy place for you. You will never be in a negative energy. So aesthetics do drive the design sometimes, especially given the current scenario of the world, digital world out there. We are experiencing a lot of things. We go on holidays these days. We can afford holidays compared to older times. So we are exposed to a lot of aspirations. We are also part aspirations. Even if we are acquired 70% of what we are from background, 30% is always from our aspirations. And what we strive to be. And I remember a quote, I forgot who it is though. You don't dress for what you are today. You dress for what you are tomorrow. Right?
True.
Your home or your space need to reflect what you want to be, not what you are.
Oh, what you want to be,
Yeah,
not what you are today.
yeah. Because
Okay.
I think the more you think about it, we modify ourselves to get to that picture. Let's take an example of a child. When somebody says, I want to be a pilot, I want to be an engineer,
Right.
that's an aspiration.
Right.
That drives that child to the future.
Right.
That's a journey, right? In that
Right.
you'll have learned a lot of ups and downs across our field out there. This aspiration is what keeps us alive for the future.
Right.
Strive better ourselves.
Right.
We never say, if you don't study in 12th, you're going to be here. No, you don't become what you want to be. The same with our spaces as well. You aspire somewhere, let's look forward to it. Let's motivate ourselves to get there.
Lovely. This is something new I came to know about, the new perspective around it. Till the time I was thinking that whatever you are, the space is representing you. But I got a new perspective today, is that this is not something where is representing or what you are today. This is something what you want to be, and that's why you go to home to get that energy again where you want to go, and that's why you select the place accordingly. The locality, locations, buildings, flows, so many things. So how do you balance aesthetic and sustainability in your projects?
Various ways, in fact. One is a client-driven thought process. Aesthetics, most of the times we vouch slightly on the client side because as we always have believed, our homes or space that we design can't look like our space. It has to be designed for the client.
Okay.
You would never go to two products of ours and say, Geosmin has designed this. They would not.
Oh.
They shouldn't. In fact, we make sure that they would not do that.
Oh.
We don't leave our signature in places. We leave signatures in our details, but never in the whole place.
My God.
So what happens when you go to a client's place? Yeah, that's a client's place. Geosmin has helped you to achieve
that.
And we are that always. We are your, the team that you work with. We are your right hand to make sure your vision comes in play out there. So when you do this, there are a lot of other elements that we need to also focus upon. We normally propagate about material being a very sustainable item. Carbon-based materials are mostly sustainable because life is always in earth and we can arrest those carbon emissions, etc. through this process, right? So, but again, balance is always the case out here.
Right.
We use recycled materials. We use recycled wood.
Recycled wood.
Yeah, significantly.
Okay.
So if a home has been demolished somewhere, we get those wooden pieces and that is being converted to furnitures and so forth. In fact, the very first part that I worked on is a Atangudi Karaikudi style home. The home was being demolished in Tamil Nadu.
The home is demolished in
Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu.
And we picked up the doors, windows, columns, beams, all of it that you could do from there. Every single piece, including wooden rafters and some
Picked up from there.
Karaikudi.
And then?
And that house is built in Jayanagar in Bangalore using mud blocks. Using mud blocks as the primary building material, and from where to get the mud? Excavated on ground. We made the bricks on ground there. All of this reduced the carbon footprint significantly.
Right.
And we manage the aesthetics based on the materials, client requirements, and so forth. So it's like yin and yang. You need to complement both. Without one, the other doesn't exist, and so forth it goes.
And does the sustainability is having any connection with the nature, with the environment, with the weather?
Absolutely. We as human beings can never stay away from all of these elements. In fact, nature made us.
Right.
Nature provides for us.
Right.
Nature can take away everything also.
Nature can
take away everything. If a natural calamity happens, it's just taking back, right?
Yeah.
Now, how do we do justice to what we are receiving? Is by balancing everything out. Again, yin and yang comes across here as well. Nature plays its part. We need to play our role really well. Now, integrating into nature is probably the smartest thing that human beings can actually do. It won't be something that, we are alienated. Climate drives home designs or any building.
Climate drives
any building design.
Any building design.
Be it look at, say, Burj Khalifa as one of those architectural marvels out there.
Right.
It's also an engineering marvel. It is made in an artificial space. We have put a lot of sand across in water. Eventually the island was made and then the building was erected. If you learn about the foundation of that, there is constant current being pumped into the foundations to keep away salt water coming and attacking the foundation steel.
Right.
Now think about, we're not designing for that entire environment. Nature will take away the entire thing. Right? And that is how design will evolve. Same thing for our places here as well. In India, as I said earlier, Kashmiris, how they design versus how a Tamil person would design their homes are different in different geographies. But when they come to a common ground like Bangalore, you need to follow Bangalore's principles to a certain extent. How about we merge in Bangalore's climatology out here? It's cold about 6 months in a year. There's very pleasant weather. Sun is beautiful. Let's bring in the light. Right? But can we bring in light for the next 6 months? Not so much of it.
Right.
We need to find a balance there. So integrating into climate will always help us. So we understand about the sun path, wind direction, locally, not just about, say, Bangalore in general. Bangalore also has a lot of local climatology. How you would see in a place like Basavangudi, for example, slightly highest points of Bangalore. Cubbon Park, those areas are slightly on the higher side compared to, let's say, Kengeri. It's one of the lowest side in Bangalore. So if it rains in central Bangalore, it necessarily need not rain in Kengeri. And the
so
temperature,
every area is having that different locality around the climate, and according to it needs to be designed.
Absolutely, yes.
This is not something which is standard and you just follow it and it would be.
So we need to spend some time in understanding about locally how it works, and we need to address those individual concerns. We have a broad spectrum approach for sure, right? But detailing can be improved if you look at local approaches. We have done in all of our projects about locally approaching a problem. For example, one was, I think, in Wayanad we had designed a farmhouse and the slope was 60 degrees out there. Normally we would say wind comes from the western side. This particular project is northeastern side approach for the wind, and we designed for that particular wind design because mountains, slopes, valleys and everything existing in that pattern.
Right.
Yeah. And we also merge that entire home into the mountainside itself. It doesn't stand out in making an imbalance altogether. All of this is a balance. Like if you really look at it, the Three Gorges Dam in China. That one single man-made object has changed the gravitational field of Earth and changed the rotation of Earth by zero point 0.02 microseconds.
Right.
This is the impact human beings can have on Earth.
Right.
So we all have some sort of impact everywhere, but we need to incorporate those elements in such a way it's the least of disturbance.
Right. Right. So this is how not only using sustainable material you are making sustainability, but keeping this all things in the mind while designing a project. It create a small effect, and collectively it is not disturbing the entire earth. Just like that China example, is that it's microsecond, but it has disturbed the nature.
Absolutely.
And lots of people are doing this thing. Lots of designers are there, and a collective effect could affect lots of things on the nature. Absolutely. And there is no calculations on that.
And this being a superstructure we have calculated. Otherwise, what have we done towards? It's a big question mark.
So what are your thoughts on future of architecture and role of sustainability in urban planning?
Definitely an important thing, because we are the driving force here in any kind of structure that's coming out. So we have to be responsible for sure. And in case of urban planning in general, it's about how well you utilize the resource that we have in our hand, and how do we picture this in a long-term change. Because urban planning is not just about design alone. It's also about human emotions, human interference to nature in general, or human habits. Right? Prime examples I could say in Netherlands. If you go there, if the traffic is primarily bicycles. In India you have cars. United States you have a lot of cars, right? Public transport less. So if you look at Netherlands as an example, they have designed in such a way everything is accessible by bicycle or by walk. We are naturally capable of doing this, right? So we make use of that. That also helps in reducing pollution, interference in general with the nature. So this needs to be the key goal in all of it. In this matter, I also want to bring in an attention about human psychology of things. Here, what do we aspire? It's again a big question. We want a BMW 7 Series on S-Class or Range Rovers, all of it, right? Can you also think about saying that I want to have a bicycle? Very interestingly, the Dutch Prime Minister, he was in the office for 14 years.
He was?
In the office for 14 years. Rupert, if I'm not wrong, Mark Rupert. When he resigned, he signed off in 2024. You know what he did on the last day? How he was signed off from the office?
No, I'm not.
If it was India, a couple of BMWs, couple of Range Rovers, right?
Yeah.
He had a bicycle parked on the side. He drove off. He rode off on a bicycle. Right? This is probably the human element coming in play, psychology coming in play. What is your, like we define by ownership of cars and all of it as status,
as
right?
Social status.
This is psychology playing in play. So urban planning can never discard human psychology as an element. We need design for this. So there is no way we can let go of sustainability in urban planning in context with all of this put together. We sometimes approach it as one element, one design, one material, so forth. It's a big picture. Macro level planning with micro level thoughts.
Lots of change is required in this case.
Absolutely.
And again, a newer perspective is that whatever the politicians or people who are governing, when they leave, they go with such kind of lots of celebrations and such thing, but you can go with one simple bicycle also. God. So any projects which is you're feeling that this was very challenging and still that is having footprint in your mind and heart. And what did you learn from that project?
We have always taken all the projects as a challenge for us. If it doesn't challenge us, if it's just a replication model, we are not so excited about. Our team is not excited.
Right.
So again, this comes from the thought process of learning something new. A lot of our carpenters are Rajasthani folks. They would say, "Is bar kya naya hai?" There is no two projects in the similar lines. So the learning curve is something that we are always open to, and we want to keep pushing our limits every single time that we do something, right? Be it material, be it design, be it awareness on the project. We keep pushing our limits to it. In that sense, every project is definitely a learning curve, learning process. But couple of them in fact. One, we did a farmhouse in Tamil Nadu. Not so far away, it's about 2 hours from here. We checked the wind map, everything is good. We did the roof. In fact, the house is done, and we had put the Mangalore pattern tile on top of this.
Okay.
Right. In the summer, the roof was taken away.
Huh?
Yeah, it flew off. Like the entire thing was gone
There
off.
was a storm over there?
Yeah, but then we started studying this is the worst that can happen for a client. Actually, nobody was there, but this really opened us, and we were scared. What did we do wrong, right?
Right.
We went and we started analyzing a lot. So surprisingly, when in the summer, when it's really hot, especially May season, the draft in certain locality there, which has a lot of boulders and stone in general, it's a significantly higher number. And is not as high as to make it a geographic mark. It is narrow 100-meter paths here and there, which takes wind speeds of 140 to 160 km per hour speed. Now, we have designed it for 120. Right? And weight base and angles are calculated for this. When somebody hits at 160, we don't have an answer for it.
It is not designed for that only. Na?
Exactly. Now we had to change the whole thing. We did the roof again at a higher angle to put this particular part. Now this has taken us to next project, which is another 7 kilometers from there. We designed saying, you know what, we are expecting the same problem here as well. Let's do the same thing.
Right.
Funny enough, never happened. So challenges do come in these kind of projects and all of it. And another two of them I would mention is again the project I mentioned earlier as well in Wayanad.
The farmhouse.
Yeah, the farmhouse. 60-degree slope of the land, barely about 5,000 square foot land. We had 3 huge trees in the plot. And we had to do this. Client was like, this is the only place that we can do this. How do you even approach the plot from road was a big question mark for us. Where do you park your car? Simple.
Yes.
Now, this is major challenge. So we had integrated the home into the slope of the mountain. One basement parking and one integrated parking next to your foyer porch. And the road climbs across.
Road
Road is going through the side of the plot. So we made sure the road can access the building quite comfortably within these 2 levels and design based on them. The home, in spite of being a 3-bedroom, about 3,000 square foot home, has 6 levels.
6 levels.
6 levels. You walk in, you have the foyer, porch, foyer, and your living, dining, kitchen, and 1 bedroom and 1 level. That's one simple block. And all of this is looking outward into the valley. You have a coffee, you have nice valley, paddy field, and all of it beyond it. Then comes the half splits. 1 flight down, you have 1 bedroom. Another flight up, you have another bedroom.
My God.
So we played around the way we worked out staircase based on the slope that we have on the ground.
Oh.
So
staircase system would be also changed from floor to floor?
No, that's one single way that we have designed the flight, but the slope is decided by the original land slope.
Okay.
Right, so without cutting a lot, we have integrated that multiple levels in that format. And from a user perspective, if you see it, you're not climbing a full staircase to go to another room. It's about 10 step, 12 step at tops. So you don't feel like you're disconnected. So even if you're on the dining, we call it the 0 level, you can see -1 level just by looking at. You're not like turning ahead. You can just see the other person comfortably well.
Yes.
That brings connections, conversations, all of it. It becomes an integrated home for everybody. It's not disconnected where we feel a lot of times. Another project was in Cherrapunji. We have worked out something, a resort project. Very challenging. Design wind speeds were 140, 160 plus.
Lots of rains are there.
This particular site had a lot of challenges. By lunchtime, the entire site is covered by clouds. You can't see anything.
Oh.
So the only way you can work is get up at 4 in the morning, get there by 7, work till 12 o'clock.
My God.
Your laser don't function. The kind of challenges that we have faced out there. And only 6 months of working because that being Cherrapunji,
Yeah.
it rains cats and dogs. Again, it's a large structure out there and seismic zone 5, which means earthquakes are quite often out there, right? Designing that building was a challenge. It's a 100-meter long building, sloped out there. Very interesting design pattern. Not yet done completely, but.
So what you learned out of this whole project? What is that one or two thing which you carried away from this all projects?
Never defy nature.
Never defined?
Defy nature.
Oh.
The power of nature is something that you have not seen yet. We all said Titanic will never sink. Came down on an iceberg.
Yes.
Right? So, who are we human beings to say, Earth will not take away our things as well? So, never defy nature is something that you need to keep in mind.
Nature is very big thing that.
Nature is king. And I have seen some Instagram videos here and there saying, why do we have to respect nature, climate and so forth? Very interesting. What is the age of Earth?
What is the age of Earth?
Earth. Few billion years?
Yes.
How old are human beings as a race? So Earth is going to prevail no matter what. And if we human beings need to be existing on this, we need to be thoughtful about how we treat Mother Earth in some forms, not all forms. So it is essential for our survivability or our species continuity to respect Earth, design based on it, integrate ourselves, because the world will move on without us as well.
So while designing this all projects, lots of people or lots of customers would come up with some Instagram, Pinterest, photos, videos, and they would try to implement that. यार आप यही बना दो ना. So how do you handle that?
Luckily, I think because of the references that we have had and the kind of people that we have interacted with, nobody comments that literally yahi banana hai.
Okay.
And we will not take up that project. And we understand the energy is not aligned in that sense of things. But if in the conversations we understand there is some flexibility, there is some open-mindedness about
Taking as a reference or
reference, that those things are fine for us. Of course, we are all, as I said, aspirational beings. We want to be somewhere. We design the space for those aspirations, right? When we do that, we also have to understand the psychology of human beings and go with it. So, a lot of them, yes, we have integrated some of those elements from here and there where we felt this is good, it can work for the client. We would definitely do it. Because that's also something that makes the client happy. Most of us also would do our research. Given the digital world that we are, we don't have to travel to Bali to understand what is Bali architecture, right? Even though you might have done that, but we can always refer this back.
That again, you mentioned earlier, the experience and the energy and the vibe you'll get over there, that won't be fulfilled from the digital.
Absolutely.
You might get some idea around it, some little detailing about it, but the energy is always you're getting on that place only. So how a home owner can make the best investment for the home he's making, whether it's a 30 lakh rupees or it's a 3 crore rupees or 30 crore rupees. How homeowners should see this?
I should start with an example here. We all look at future and say, we will save up money. We will buy gold. we will buy equity,
Right.
we will buy mutual funds.
Right.
Gold is something that's mostly going up.
Right.
So let's leave it out. Let's look at equity as stock market kind of a thing. Would you go and pick every individual stock you're going to do? Some people can do it because they have the capability, time, effort, all of it is out
Might
there.
be their professions are there.
All of it aligned, so they can do that. Other people, most of us, we do is go buy mutual fund which has a trusted house name and a decent manager for it.
Right.
Now, what is mutual fund? Again, the same equity managed by a person. What are we finally doing? We are paying a guy who would make our money grow.
Right.
And we trust them.
Right.
And we pay fees for it.
Right.
Now, you could have, say, a lakh rupee into equity. You can go plus or minus. You don't know what to do. Will come a lot of confusions. But if it's a fund manager, we understand he will take care of the returns there. We are expecting only X and Y.
Right.
He will charge us fees for it.
Right.
Simple. Now, your 1 lakh has gone to 2 lakhs. He will still take 20,000 rupees out of it. That's his fees. Same with architecture. You're going to spend 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, 3 crores, 10 crores, doesn't matter. How do you make the best use of that money is what you're trying to do here. We architects, we designers, we should rather focus on getting the best value for our clients, not just on a money front. It's about the experience you get out of that money that we need to look at. So for end customers, in general clients, what you need to focus is primarily on the experience that you get. Not just at the end of the construction or the interior project or XYZ. It's also during and before. When before is design, communications and all of it. While the project is happening is about managing your finances. As simple as when is your cash flow required for the project, right? That can't put you in stress. How do you go stress-free through this entire process? It's also a very important experience,
100%,
right? Because
100%.
eventually when you move into your home, you'll be like, my lord, it took a lot of effort. It was painful for us to, which is an industry standard in fact. Right? We
Then
go
how
through it.
I'll enjoy that space.
Exactly. So most of our clients, we tell them, sit back, relax. That's your first, like breathe in, breathe out is your first thing to do. Right? Because homemaking is as important as home living. End goal is important, but journey is also very important.
Very important.
Right?
Very important.
So how do we reach the destination is the important key metric out there. Even if the end product is wonderful, the process that you have had, if you have put a lot of stress on your personal lives or finances or in health in general, could take a turmoil here. Now, designers come in play for making your life slightly better. It won't be the smoothest everywhere. You will have some hiccups. That's natural for any process.
Yeah.
No pain, no gain. But we are here as your right hand to make sure you have a positive outcome of this. Of course, there is a monetary associated calculation for this particular thing.
Irrespective of whatever budget do you have.
Irrespective of it. Like even if you have 10 lakhs for a room or 10 crores for a bungalow, we recommend going with somebody is in line with your thought process, somebody is open for conversations, experience sharing, and very importantly, who you would call after 10 years for your son's or daughter's wedding.
How do you see Geosmin Studio in the next 5 years?
Growth is something that we always look forward to. Learning is something we always look forward to. I think the experience that we have had so far has been wonderful. Look at the big picture is absolutely wonderful. Going forward also definitely as we would like to take up new challenging projects, different kinds of projects that we would want to expand our portfolio to. In the sense of learning. It's not about...
Not in the sense of want to be and FOMO, not to be there, but in the sense of learning you want to be there.
I think that's something that we need to define ourselves with. What are we eager at? We learn. Every single day we learn a new thing. Right? Keep grinding at it and get going. So we would want to do different kind of projects, different geographies, different kind of people. Right now we are still focused in the Indian context of things. Probably we can expand towards Indian subcontinent in general. experience have been so far very nice. I've been recently to Sri Lanka. The experience has been wonderful with people there. A lot of similar thought process. I'm coming from a human psychology perspective. So in that sense, would I do something if something comes up in Sri Lanka? I'll be happy to rather, right? But you never know what is the journey that's kept aside for us. But looking forward to more adventures and more happiness.
Right. A message for the people who might be doing carpentry right now and would be listening this and giving them a new energy, new perspective, seeing this designer field altogether, or students, or who pursuing their job somewhere. What message you want to share them?
I mean, the world is a very changing environment. There is no constant, right? In fact, I would like to bring this particular thing. In the school that I've studied, there's a exit gate. At the gate, behind the gate, there is an arch. There is an arch there, right? So behind the arch is written, think. And we all might be thinking, what is it about, right?
Why
this particular thing? It is about human beings' capability, about taking one step back and evaluate the process or build the curiosity in ourselves. This is that, the think is all of this. It's not just activity. It's accumulation of a lot of things out there coming and saying, can you better yourself? Can you be innovative? Can you bring positive energy out there? It's all of this accumulated in one single word, right? I would tell the same thing to everybody out there, not just designers, everybody out there. Think twice, okay? And doesn't matter if you make some mistakes in life. You own up to it, absolutely. You correct your mistakes if it is possible, definitely out there. And next time, definitely don't repeat the same mistake. You would do new ones. Right? Because I think we are a culmination of all the experiences that we have had.
Right.
So this would be a nice place for us to learn something new.
Right.
Does that mean we have to always make mistakes? No. There are places where you would have seen somebody else experience of mistakes and learn from that too. So keep evolving, keep integrating yourself with all of this. Go for it.
Lovely. So this is something is not just about the profession. This is something beyond. It's all the things, and you can be something better, whatever you are, just by thinking twice.
Absolutely, yes. I think that is probably what the design field teaches you. You can be anything that you want to be.
Let's start our rapid fire round.
Absolutely.
Where I'll ask you a single question. You can give probably answer in one word or one sentence.
Brief one,
yeah. Favorite design material?
Wood.
Why wood?
Sustainable is number one part because this is unique to Earth. There is not one another planet across the galaxies which has wood as a material.
Oh.
You can find diamonds if you want. You can find oil if you want. But diamonds are everywhere, even though we think it's rare, right? But there is no other world which has wood as a material available. You can't even produce it.
Lovely.
Like think about how odd can it get, right? And it's a renewable source in all sense. Yeah. So wood is definitely a go.
City that inspires you the most?
Singapore is one of those cities for sure. I've had wonderful experience there. You could walk the entirety of the place. You can use public transport across. It's green. I have ideological difference with Singapore, but otherwise it's a pretty place.
Morning or night for the creativity? I believe you have done all the things.
I have done both in this. I think when you're required to burn the oil at night, we have to burn the oil at night. But if you really ask me, am I a morning person? I can be. It's both. It can't be one.
One architectural icon you admire?
As a building, I've always loved the energy that I felt in FRI, Forest Research Institute in Dehradun. Not many people would have said this as iconic, but British designed place, completely made out of bricks. I loved the way the geometries I worked around with it, and the material they've used is big. I love it. That's probably my second favorite material.
Favorite color palette?
Neutral tones are something that I've always would have liked. Pale yellow, eggshell color, sage green, that kind of palette is something I love.
Dream project location?
There's no one location for it, but on a cliff is something that I've always wondered. How would the very eccentric hanging building look like? And how do we approach a design?
So the smaller part of that you already done, I believe, in that farmhouse which is having a 60-degree.
Indeed, but not as challenging as I would take it further.
One word to describe Geosmin Design Studio?
Human beings and their essence of things.
Human beings
and their essence. Yes. This is something would define Geosmin, because what are we end of the day?
Human.
We are human beings, and we are all looking forward to making everybody's life better, not just as human beings but everybody else. So
true.
I
believe you are following and believing that thing very deeply. Sitting with the carpenters and having lunch with them is not something which is normally people does. So equally important, everybody
together. And growth is not to be focused on a single segment or a single person. I'll be happy if people around me also grows. Or if they outrun me, I'm even more happier.
Lovely. It was very good talking to you, Arun, today. And thank you so much for coming today and sharing this everything very openly to the audience. I would definitely share that one thing is that whomsoever is listening, they might get lots of clarity around this, whether it's a designer community, whether it's students, whether it's a clients, or anybody who can see the different perspective from today.
I hope.
Thank you for coming today.
My pleasure. Yeah.